Hello and welcome to another recording. It is my day off, so there will probably be times without a camera on today. Speaking of which, we'll probably swap it over. It's going to be a chill, probably long stream, but at the same time there will be times where I'm not here and there will just be a on break screen. I'll try and remember to stop the recording at that point, so it'll cut that sort of thing out, or at least cut out the long breaks. But yeah, it's just going to be a chill stream today. Going to try out a couple of things. I was thinking last night that maybe playing amplified Minecraft might fix that particular issue. So let's actually explain that. I'm struggling to find a place to settle because Minecraft's biomes are really close together and they're small. There's not a lot of open flat spaces. I might check that. I might search that first, actually. Let's go to CurseForge. It would be nice to have a, obviously in Minecraft, it would be nice to have real world terrain gen. I've been semi-impressed by what we've got. Yeah. Okay, that's weird. That could explain why things are so slow today. Alright, let's go back to this. Apparently, I'm on Wi-Fi, not on Ethernet. It says it's not connected. They would be correct. I forgot to connect it. Well, that makes me feel silly. I moved some stuff around yesterday, part of which required me to disconnect the Ethernet cable. So, I might turn the Wi-Fi off so it doesn't even attempt to connect to that. That could explain why my internet was so weird yesterday. It fluctuated heaps, and even today when I was testing, it fluctuated heaps. And yeah. And I was copying a whole heap of files this morning, still copying the files, and they're taking ages for reasonably small amounts of data. Well, one of them is 60 gig, but the other one's only 20. And both of them were going really slowly. I should have picked that up. Alright, let's try the copies again. Copy rates just went through the roof by the looks of that. Yep. So just for the sake of it, just want to show this. So you can see for the bottom one, that's what it has been copying at. That's what happened when I plugged in the cable. And for some reason, I didn't figure this out before. Yeah, so I'm just copying a game from my server across to my actual PC, and a couple of other games from my PC back to the server. It just means that, like, my PC doesn't have a lot of space, so I would have to keep deleting games and then re-downloading them if I wanted to use them, play them. So instead, I've downloaded them onto the server, and then I just copy them to my PC when I want them, and then I can delete them without having to worry. So my server is what's supposed to keep everything up to date and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, so alright, those copies should go a lot faster now. Should be good. Now, what was I doing? Looking at CurseForge. So I'll just look at some terrain gen, make sure we're on Forge and 1.19.2, so that's what I'm playing. Oh, that's a pack. I don't want a pack, I want a mod. Don't want ore generation. I'm not sure why you'd want a water generator. That's not generation. That's not generation. That's not generation. Okay. (2022). When was 1.19 released? There we go. Top 13 World Gen for 2023. Can we hear it?
Today I'm going to show you my
Very, very quietly.
2023. Some mods on this list are quite popular and you probably already know them, but others are really new and don't have many downloads yet. Also, note that this ranking is based on my personal taste and experiences, so it might be different for you. So, let's head into the video. The first mod on the list is Tons Huge Trees, and this is a mod that some of you probably wouldn't describe as a world generation mod, and rather as a structure generation mod. The mod basically just adds giant trees to your world. These trees are handmade structures, so the mod can cause some lags while loading new chunks as the new structures are generated. There isn't much more to say about this mod. You get what you see. If you want gigantic trees in your world to have a fantasy-style Minecraft world, this mod will give you that.
Not really.
Up next, we have Biomes Aplenty for Forge, and this mod with almost 100 million downloads is probably the most popular on this list. The mod adds a large variety of different new biomes to Minecraft, and what sets this mod apart from many others on this list is that, in my opinion, it keeps a vanilla terrain generation style, while adding more colorful biomes to Minecraft.
Which is not what I'm wanting.
It feels like the terrain hasn't really changed a lot compared to normal Minecraft. But what is special about this mod is that there are many more colors and different types of blocks included, so exploring your world doesn't feel as monotonous as
before. So I've used this before, but it's vanilla Minecraft gen, and like I was talking about yesterday, a lot of the quality of the textures are 16-bit. I think it's 16 anyway, whereas the texture pack I'm using is 32, so if you use any of the new resources or flowers or anything, it looks really obvious that it's dodgy, so just not interested.
Regions Unexplored for Forge and Fabric is quite new compared to many other mods on this list. This world generation mod overhauls the Nether and Overworld by adding more than 70 new biomes and altering the terrain generation. I am a big fan of the new Nether biomes included in this mod, as they introduce completely new colorful settings and make exploring the dimension more interesting and visually appealing. In the underground you can also find some new terrain like crystals, large glowing underground mushrooms and more. In the overworld, the mod is similar to Biomes O' Plenty or Biomes U Go. It doesn't really change the terrain and just adds biomes. The mod focuses on new biomes to create more variety in the game, and the biomes are designed in a realistic style, so there are not as many fantasy-styled biomes compared to Biomes O' Plenty, for example. However, a few fantasy biomes are included as well. Terrestria is a fabric-only world generation mod that will add 70 new biomes and more component biomes, as well as many new blocks to Minecraft. So the amount of biomes is rather small compared to other world generation mods. However, the biomes look pretty amazing and have their own unique style. In my opinion, the terrain hasn't really changed that much. At least I didn't notice any major changes. But some of the biomes also introduce a different terrain, like the canyons, volcanic islands and others. The mod also definitely sticks to a realistic style and doesn't add any fantasy biomes.
And I'm Forge,
Anyway,
not
there
Fabric,
isn't much
so
more to
this
say.
is going to be
Cool
helpful.
mod, great biomes, and definitely worth a look. Echo Tones is a biome overhaul mod for Fabric that tries to introduce over 70 new realistic and unique biomes to Minecraft. These biomes do not only include new Vanilla Vista for Forge will introduce world generation to Minecraft that is quite different to all the other mods on this list. Because with this mod you will see some huge mountains, hills, or for example underground rivers. The mod really scales up the size of mountains and the terrain in general in Minecraft, and focuses on these features. Rivers are also not as random as in vanilla Minecraft, and the beaches look really great. I think the world generation looks amazing, really unique and interesting. However, if you want to use the mod for a survival mod pack, it might be a little bit over the top, because your buildings might seem small compared to the huge structures this mod creates. Cliffs
Yes.
are often dozens of blocks high, so you probably need to adapt your building style to the features of this mod. Still, the world generation looks amazing and is definitely worth checking out.
That one might be worth it.
For our next mod we have Trigora Remastered for Forge, and this is probably the most crazy and special world generation mod in this list. The mod
I missed
is quite different to all the
just
other mods
jumping
on
back
this
to
list.
this. Yeah, so 1.16.5 is the last gen for this. That's 1.16.5. I don't believe this one actually edits the thing, but we'll listen to it.
The next mod on our list is All the Biomes You'll Go for Forge, and this mod is actually quite similar to Biomes O' Plenty. It adds over 80 magical, realistic and interesting biomes to Minecraft that you can explore. Many of the biomes are quite similar to Biomes O' Plenty, and the mod also doesn't change the terrain generation of Minecraft that much. But especially in some biomes there are new types of terrain and structures which look really amazing and interesting. The mod doesn't only change the overworld, but also the nether and end dimension, and will introduce many new biomes there. The biomes are also colorful, although not as much as with Biomes O' Plenty. So the mod tries to be a little bit more realistic and not as fantasy themed as Biomes O' Plenty regarding the biomes, although both can also be characterized as having a fantasy style. I ranked the mod higher than Biomes O' Plenty because in comparison the mod improves more aspects of the world generation than Biomes O' Plenty. So if you're looking for a mod similar to Biomes O' Plenty, that is a little bit bigger in the scale of features, but it also changes the terrain generation a bit and stays more realistic in terms of colors and biomes, this might be worth a try. Far From Home is a world generation mod that uses All the Biomes You'll Go as a base, so you need to use both mods together. The mod doesn't
That's
focus on huge
1.16
terrain
though.
like massive mountains and so. Terraforged is a well-known terrain generation mod that doesn't add any new
This
blocks
is
to Minecraft.
awesome,
And this mod
but
is
it stops at
perfect if you're looking for
1.15.
huge
No,
landscapes which are
1.18.
realistic.
Whoa. Okay. 1.18. I'd lose the deep dark. Actually, okay. Let's pause for a second. I just want to see the differences. Because if 1.19 doesn't add that much in, given that I haven't really started in the world that I'm currently playing since I died yesterday, it might be worth jumping back to 1.18. Because I think the only real thing that 1.19 adds is the Underdark, or whatever it's called. Okay. Don't know what that is, but that wasn't what I was looking for. I'm just trying to look for a trustable... Alright. It introduces the Deep Dark, the Mangrove, which I've never seen, Ancient Cities, which I would like, the Warden, the Frog, Tadpole, and LA. Okay, didn't know the frogs could eat magma cubes. Mud. Okay, so 1.10 has the mud. So all the skulk stuff disappears, obviously. The issue is that I don't think Terraforged is going to update anytime soon. So Terraforged is the terrain generation aspect of a massive mod called Conquest Reforged. It sounds like Conquest Reforged started as a texture pack, which is the texture pack I'm currently using. It then turned into a mod, which adds thousands of blocks to the game, which really improves what you can build. A lot of it, I think, is medieval style, but it does have other styles as well. So it's an awesome mod, but it is aimed towards creative, not survival. Back in 1.15, I think they had survival stuff, but yeah, not so much anymore. They had a massive overhaul, partly thanks to just Minecraft changing the code, and partly, I think, just based on their own internal upgrade path. They just needed to redo the code, and so all the survival stuff got lost. Some other guy has created a mod that enables you to use a stone cutter to transfer over to all the different blocks from Conquest Reforged, which is really good, so you can play it survival, even if it's not, I don't know, it's not a perfect transition. There's not proper recipes, so yeah, but it does work. It's better than nothing. But I had a whole heap of issues with conflicts, so chisels and bits would break some of their, like be able to work with some of the blocks but not all the blocks. Some of the blocks would take as long as obsidian to break and then not give you the block afterwards. Some of them would break instantly. Blast resistance was non-existent for a lot of the blocks, but not all of them. So I think it's not designed for survival. So I've moved away from it, at least for now. But the fact is that mod had a world generation in it. And eventually the creators of the mod split the world gen out. and created Terraforged. I think partly so that they could get the Terraforged working on the newer versions, because people were calling for that. And they'd catch up with the rest of the mod later. But the rest of the mod team decided to start working on a Fabric version, which I don't even think they've released a Forge version of 1.18 of Conquest Reforged yet. So I think they've only got the Fabric. So I thought they were doing both, not just swapping to Fabric, and maybe they are, and they've just got a larger group working on Fabric, and so the Forge is a bit behind at the moment. But Terraforged doesn't seem to have come any further. Actually, yeah. I also think Terraforged was still in alpha and was a bit dodgy. Yeah, so it's not even showing 1.18 version. Yep. I'm not even sure you can get the 1.18 version anymore. Yep. Alright, so let's continue.
The
on.
biomes are much larger, there are many flat areas, and in general everything looks much more expansive. I really like the rivers in this mod because they start really small and get bigger as you follow them. The rivers are also really long and feel more authentic compared to the Minecraft rivers and seas, which are pretty random and mostly small. In general, I would say if you like to travel over longer distances and like biomes which span over a larger distance compared to vanilla Minecraft and many other world generation mods like Terralive, then this is a really unique and amazing world generation mod. However,
Hang on.
in mods like biomes which span over a larger distance compared to vanilla Minecraft and many other world generation mods like Terralive, then this is a really unique and amazing world generation mod. However, in my opinion, you can only really enjoy the beauty of this world generation when playing with a higher render distance. And your buildings also might seem pretty small in these large landscapes, so keep this in mind. Still, a great mod.
But it's realistic. That's why I like it.
Now, let's move on to my top 3 world generation mods. And I just love all of these 3 mods, so it was really difficult for me to rank them. Our third place is a real hidden gem with only 70,000 downloads, which is pretty low compared to the other mods on this list. But this mod is really amazing. Tectonic has a quite different approach when it comes to world generation compared to most other terrain generation mods. This mod really focuses on amazing mountains that seem extremely realistic in the way they are generated. These mountain ranges are basically splitting up whole landscapes, and they are generated as a line that stretches really long, which is something I've never seen before, and that just looks really amazing. Rivers are also changed, so they're more realistic and larger. Moreover, there are huge cliffs, which look really interesting and introduce a completely new setting. Furthermore, there are new big and cool looking underground rivers. All in all, if you like mountain ranges in Minecraft, this mod is an amazing choice. The only thing it lacks, in my opinion, is a larger diversity of plants and trees, which fill some of the landscapes and add some more variety. The terrain and biomes also feel a little bit repetitive to me, which could be improved by adding more kinds of terrain and different biomes. Furthermore, the biomes themselves could use a larger range of colors, so more different ground blocks, a little bit like the patchwork style of Far From Home, or of the next mod on our list.
That looks really good.
The second place is William Withers' Overhauled Overworld, and this is a really amazing world generation mod. This mod adds over 200 different biomes to Minecraft, and also overhauls the terrain generation. I would say it is similar to Terralive, the first place on this list. But in my experience, special terrain like cliffs and mountains appears slightly more often when playing with William Withers' Overhauled Overworld. So the distinction between vanilla Minecraft and the modded world generation is more clear when playing this mod compared to Terralive. However, this could also be a coincidence and be different for other people. Still, in this aspect I prefer William Withers' Overhauled Overworld compared to Terralive, because with this mod I feel like I don't have to search as long to find a nice landscape to build in. And as I am a huge fan of cliffs and mountains, it can take some time for me to find something suitable. Rivers are also changed by the mod, which I really like. Still, I'd say it is pretty similar to Terralive and definitely one of the best world generation mods out there. I put this mod and Terralive on the top of this ranking because I think the terrain generation is really amazing with great mountains. But both mods also still have a vanilla feel to them, and I think the generated landscapes are perfectly suited for a survival mode gameplay. Let's move on to our first place, and this amazing mod is called TerraLive. The mod is probably one of the most well-known terrain generation mods in Minecraft, and it is available for both Forge and Fabric. It will not only add new biomes, but also change the terrain itself, so you can expect volcanoes, mountains, cliffs, canyons and more. The mod doesn't add any new blocks to the game, and just uses the existing ones to introduce new biomes and new types of terrain. Caves are also overhauled by this mod. There are plenty of realistic biomes like Yellowstone, Shield and Highlands, but also some biomes which have a fantasy style like floating islands, moonlight groves and more. TerraLive is actually compatible with Biomes O' Plenty and all the biomes you go, so you can use them together. The mod also changes villages and makes them much larger and more interesting. All in all, it is definitely one of the best terrain generation mods out there. A slight downside in my opinion is that rivers could be larger and a little bit less random. In that aspect, some of the other mods on this list are better. Still, the terrain is simply amazing, interesting to explore and diverse. If you are looking for a mod that introduces some really amazing new biomes and terrain with cliffs and more, and a mod that... Of course I know that there are also some other great world generation mods out there, which I didn't mention, like Biome Bundle, Realistic Terrain Generation, Wild Nature, Wildlands or Traveler's Dream. However, I decided only to include mods that are version 1.16.2 or above in this video, because most of you will be playing with the newer Minecraft versions. Anyway, this is it for this video.
I think Tectonic
Now,
might
let's
be
move on to my top 3 world generation mods. And I just love all of these 3 mods, so it was really difficult for me to rank them. Our third place is a real hidden gem with only 70,000 downloads, which is pretty low compared to the other mods on this list. But this mod is really amazing. Tectonic has a quite different approach when it comes to world generation compared to most other terrain generation mods. This mod really focuses on amazing mountains that seem extremely realistic in the way they are generated. These mountain ranges are basically splitting up whole landscapes, and
Tectonic looked awesome. And part of what I want is realistic gen, as in realistic rivers, realistic mountains, because when you get realistic mountains and realistic rivers, you generally get flatlands, which is where the rivers are going through. And you plant your city around a river going through a flatland. Like, that's just what humans do. There are, of course, occasions, well, not occasions, there are, of course, situations where humans will build in different situations. Just off the top of my head, the Russians decided to put St. Petersburg in the middle of a marsh because they wanted access to water. I'm sure there were probably other reasons as well, but I think that was their main one. They wanted a port. And so they decided to drain a marsh. Like, the amount of effort that goes into draining a marsh just to build a city. Surely build it somewhere else? But no, they had a reason, and so they did it. Likewise, you build a mining town where the ores are. You don't go and build a town where you want to build a town and then try and find ores. Well, you also do that, but that's beside the point. So there are reasons for weird village placements, but for the most part, for main society, you find a fresh water source, such as a river, and you build there. And the less terraforming you have to do, the easier it is for the village to expand. And so you'll find that villages that are built next to a river, which provide clean water and easier trade and things like that, on a flat ground, are more likely to expand faster than other cities and villages. So let's have a look at Tectonic. Because it looks like that was 1.19 too. Lava rivers as well. Steep cliff faces. Disclaimer: waves and wind not included. I don't think disclaimer is the right word there, but funny anyway. Deep oceans down into deep slate. Wow. Like, of course, normal gen does that as well, but it does it in a specific way. So I want 1.19.2. Actually, let's just open up this. Do I have Minecraft open? No. Good. Where'd it go? Oh, it's all the way over there. Just adding download mods from CurseForge. Ooh, okay. I want that one. I want that one. I sort of want to add biomes. Yep. Let's add biomes, oh plenty. Or maybe other biomes you'll go. No, I'm not going to actually. Oh, yeah. I think all my downloads and stuff are finished. Yep, alright. What I'm going to do then is restart. Yeah, the Ethernet really, like not having the Ethernet cable plugged in really messed up the thing. Prism, the Minecraft launcher that I'm using, couldn't connect to the Minecraft servers. I was having a couple of other weird glitches, so we'll just accept that the PC needs a restart. And thankfully, because I use a 2 PC setup, it doesn't need to restart the stream. We do have to wait though. I guess while we wait, I'll briefly talk about the issues with the camera. So you probably noticed that there's a bit of glitchiness with the camera. That seems to be entirely because actually I might talk about this later on stream. I guess we'll finish covering it here now as well. But the issue seems to be because it's using Wi-Fi. So I was streaming 1080p camera footage over the Wi-Fi for my PC to pick up and then, yeah, display on the stream. Problem with this is the wireless access point is a decent distance away through very thick walls. So that's a long way for the Wi-Fi to travel. It then has to travel through some reasonably long cables to get to the PC here before it can be worked on. So it just adds a lot of latency to the system. I tried to fix that today by connecting via a cable, but the PC I'm using for the streaming has no USB-C ports, so I need to use USB-A to the computer. I only have two USB-C to USB-A cables, at least that I can find. And neither of them are particularly long. But even for the sake of testing to see whether it would fix the issues, it wouldn't actually send via the cable. It would still only send via Wi-Fi. So I'll do a little bit more testing and try and figure out why it's refusing the cabled connection. But I do suspect that it's probably because it's using USB 2 connection on the PC and they just can't stream enough through that connection. That's my assumption. Right, this is looking more promising. It is starting. I have a feeling this will be loud, so let's just prepare for that. Actually, what I might do is just wait a little bit on that. So I have a program called Touch Portal, which allows you to use a tablet as a what are they called? Elgato Stream Deck. So instead of paying hundreds of dollars for an Elgato Stream Deck, I'm able to use an old tablet that I've got as a Stream Deck. However, setting it up takes time. Not because the setting it up takes time, though that does to an extent. It's more the issue that you've got to learn how you use the system, what you're using, things like that, in order to add the buttons and sliders and whatnot. So, one of the things that I used a lot yesterday unexpectedly was the volume sliders. So what I might do is add them now, so that if Minecraft is loud, I can edit it from here. So, microphone should be the other one. Alright, now minimize that. Alright, so I should be able to play with my mic and it will go down. And you can't hear me anymore. Alright, so that worked nicely. Then this one works perfectly as well. So I've now got nice control over my audio from my little device, which is good. Though it is showing my mic's muted. Now my mic is no longer muted. You do get some weird things. It's software. Things are going to crash at times. That's... For once I didn't want a control panel. That's one of my frustrations with Windows. They're moving away from control panel. Which I wouldn't actually mind if they put the power of control panel in their settings app. But they seem to be moving from control panel to the settings app and then losing half the settings on the way. And it's like, you can't cut things like that out. It's really, really frustrating. Alright, Minecraft's at full volume. I can hear Minecraft, which is good. My music is off. I don't really want music off. I just want it balanced. Let's put everything at 50. Why is my friendly creature so loud? Actually, let's put everything at 100. Because there's no point having it lower. If something particularly is If something is particularly loud, then I can turn it down. But I suspect I want to turn the master volume down, which I'll do from the tablet. So, Polgarth is what I created yesterday. But what we're going to do is create a new world with the Terralith. That music did seem a bit loud, so I might have to adjust that. So, what should we call the new world today? T? No. W. Just looking for a starting letter. B, maybe. Rayuith. Oh, that's a bit of a mouthful. Rayuith. I like that. Alright, hardcore and super flat, large, amplified, single biome. Let's just leave it as default. If the biomes are still too small, then I can try large biomes or amplified, though I have no idea what amplified is if it's not large biomes. But for now, we'll just try this. You don't mess with settings unless you know what the baseline is. Just a general scientific fact. Set a baseline. Not fact, scientific method. You set a baseline. What does it do naturally? And then you start making changes to see what it affects. It helps you pick up on unexpected changes as well. But it's just smart. Figure out what it's supposed to do and then figure out what your changes are doing, rather than making some changes and not even knowing what it should do. Alright, now I'll just give it a bit of time. Oh, right in a village. Spawning right in a village. That's good. I think my camera's in a good space too. So I'll just wait. Give us some time to spawn. Whoa. That looks nearly completely flat. Which is nice, but not what I'm wanting. Which is weird for those of you who have been watching the others, because I've been complaining about the fact that they're not flat for ages. What is that? Is that gravel mixed with dirt? Yes. Yeah. But it's another acacia. Which I must say, I love the buildings in the acacia place. Just not a big fan of the design. It's just so nice to have a flat village. If this is a sign of things to come, this is awesome. But as much as it is nice, it's just sort of literally dumped in the middle of nowhere. Look at that, that's down to Y0. I think I want to go north. Because this is okay, but given that it's in the middle of the ocean, there's actually very little opportunity to expand. Didn't even see what I just stepped up on. And there's no vistas. Like, part of what I want is a beautiful vista. So you'll cross the ocean. Already this is looking more realistic, which is nice. Even if we're currently stuck on gravel shores, which, if I'm creating concrete, is really helpful. So having this source nearby would not be a bad idea. Or I have to add it to my trade route type of idea. So it's looking more and more of a gravel island. How am I at level 2? Okay. I didn't actually know you could do that. Let's just cut down a tree. I hate that I have to cheat just to give myself an axe. But let's get it over and done with. Oh, that's acacia. Don't think I realised that. It does say it's a savanna. You know what? It's looking like I should have gone south. Actually, I might go this way. I just feel like there's something over here. Like, not too far away. There's obviously something. Alright. That music is a touch loud. What subtitles do you need in the game? Coming up on what appears to be some kelp that has broken. So there's another rocky island there. I'm coming up on another rocky island. But notice how relatively flat these places are. That's what I'm wanting. Like, yes, I want the flat, but like I was saying before, I don't want everything flat, otherwise I'd just get a super flat. That, I think, is another portal. Been a while since I found one on land. Some obsidian, a clock, some coinage, fire charge. Nothing overly helpful. Did I really get out of my boat all the way over here? Why? I love the dynamic trees, they're so nice. They look like just oak. Maybe some birch in there as well. And there's a jungle over there. But I don't think they're dark oak. But just look at that, it's relatively flat. It's a bit of elevation which adds interest, but it's relatively flat. I was about to say I'm yet to see any sheep, but there they are. I might go kill those sheep. Because it's getting close to night. I love things like that. So I need a bed, is what I was pointing out. I don't really want to kill the sheep, but I do need the bed. It's 2 wool. Three wool. I had to do them one at a time, I don't know. But whatever. So having a forest nearby, like next to you, is not a bad idea. I think that's just one really... Oh no, maybe they are jungles. Stony Peaks. Good place for a quarry. Except for the fact that my quarries, while I don't expect them to produce a lot of dirt, and the mix between dirt and stone, like that point where it changes, is really frustrating to dig up. The fact is I still want some dirt from my quarry. Actually, I probably should create that. So I don't have to do it when it's dark and I've forgotten. I presume they are jungle. Small gravel. See, I very rarely use jungle wood. But the vines, that's helpful. And it is a nice vibrant green too. Bamboo. That's all I wanted. I also want a way out, if anybody cares. Some melons. Given that I've got no real sources of food, that's probably not a bad idea to grab. Probably should have grabbed the wheat from that village before I left, but anyway. Too late now. Alright, so I've got some... Is that hills? I can't tell. Yes, they're plainy situations. Yeah, this is this terrain generation is looking good. I think it's just a matter of finding somewhere I want to settle in somewhere like this. That looks like a cat. Or maybe it's a panda. Actually, that looks like a panda. Right, I won't say no to Pawn Bamboo. Especially if I don't have to cut it down. I think I will come over here. I don't think I've ever seen a panda before. There it is. Anyone know if they're hostile? Oh well. Given that we only just started. That looks cute. Obviously Minecrafty, but it looks cute. I'm gonna just grab the melons. Do you get melon seeds from... yeah. I love the bird sounds from Ambient mod, but they really don't suit a bamboo forest. At least I presume. Whatever. My river is getting smaller as I go up it, which you would expect from a river. I was hoping to get out of the jungle and into a more looks like I'm heading into an old birch, which actually this may be an island. Oh, perhaps not. It's getting pretty tight. Oh, that's calcite. That's right, I forgot they changed how it appeared in this mod. Oh, in this... okay. That's unexpected. I didn't see that on the map. And there's the end of the river. Rats. Wow. Or maybe it's not the end of the river. It's the end of the above ground river. What are the chances it comes out the other end, hey? Yeah. I think that's the end. Alright. That's cool though. I'm not sure I'm getting up there. At all, perhaps. That looks a little tight. Nope. Oh, duh. There's a waterfall. Don't know why it took me so long to think of that. And I think now we're up this high, it shouldn't be impossible to get higher. Though, perhaps I'm wrong. This is taller than I expected. And the trees don't help either. Some iron around here. Alright. I've been walking past this stuff because I don't have anything to pick it up with, but I think it's worth picking up. Getting a set of tools. I think I need 16 for a set of tools. That way I can collect the iron and copper and, or more iron and coal, I think is more what I'm wanting. Alright, now I have a set of tools. Let's grab that iron. Also makes climbing the mountain easier when you can just dig it up. Though there's a point of pride that I just like jumping up, the parkour. Very easy parkour. It's more puzzle, I guess, than parkour. There is one problem with terrain gen mods. They're more likely to mess with the ore gen, which means strip mining may not work, which will be a frustration. Just may make mid-game harder. Sort of surprised we're not at the snow level. 168 blocks. Nope. Other way around. 186 are now 193 blocks high. Pumpkins? Anyone? I think we'll just descend down into the lowlands. Obviously not right now, but this is so much more fun to explore. And that was a nice safe way down that I didn't expect. Now I think there is a pillager outpost just ahead of us, which is a little scary. I don't know where it's gone. There it is. Though I can only see 2 pillagers around it at the moment. But I'm not stupid enough to walk up on it. I can hear the zombie. I noticed him too late. He's following at the same speed. Stop following me. He's following behind a little bit now. I just wish he'd stop. There we go. Okay. Let's eat. Didn't expect that. This place is looking nice though. Acacia again. But it's semi-flat. There's some cliff faces there. 72. Yeah, wow. It's a drop of 20 odd blocks. But look at that, like 114, 173, that's 60 blocks. So that's only one block here. So 244, 258. You could go, that's only one block up for every 2 blocks forward, so it's not actually that bad. Let's keep heading northeast-ish. Some peaks. Given that I'm trekking across land, there's an argument to be made for just a temporary base. Like just collect some stone, kill some animals, smoke the meat before continuing on. I won't right now, but there's an argument to be made for it. What's my render distance? Let's put it up to 32, see if I can continue. If it's not glitchy at 32, that'll be nice. Because as they said, it looks better if you can have a far render distance. And I have a reasonably powerful machine. It is a laptop, and I can currently hear its fans ramping up. Alright, there should be some spruce down there. Is that an azalea? Azure. An azure bluette. Doesn't look blue at all, which implies that bluette does not mean blue. These are nice. The lilac? Yeah. Let's collect the lilac, eh? I have noticed a dearth of villages. Other than that one that we started with, I haven't seen any more. Tulips? I presume, anyway. One of the mods I've got allows me to grow flowers, so I realistically only need, is it 2 of each? Of the regular Minecraft flowers. I think 2 will give me the ability to make a seed. I love the spruce leaves in the snow. Now, I can't remember if there is snow powdered snow, but I think there is. So we're not going to go into the snowland, because I don't want to die. I just want the spruce cone. There are monsters through this space, so I've got to be careful as I walk towards one. I can hear it, I can see it on my mini-map, but I can't see it. Cornflower. That's not cornflower. I have a full inventory. Don't need the stone. Don't need 2 flint and... Don't need any flint and steel. I want the bluette. The bluette. Actually, let's get rid of the cobblestone first. It's funny, when I first set up this tool setup, I used to use the numbers on the keyboard, so it didn't take any time whatsoever to swap between tools. But since then, I have ceased using the numbers. Not intentionally per se, I just found it easier to use the scroll wheel. Right, I think we may as well hop back on the water. A lot of ice up there. Might jump up there in the boat. But I suspect I'll come back to the river, because it looks like ice. And ice is not easy to build on. Actually, I should be able to leave the mic there. Yeah. Let's leave it. Once again, only rocky shores. The terrain gen is weird at times. There's a river that I'll probably duck down. So honestly, that looks like a good place to settle. But it calls this a grove, and I want to see what it thinks a grove is. Indeed, it is ice. I think I might actually just walk across this. Actually, can I boat across this? Yes, yes I can. Whoa, that's fast. I have never boated across ice. Now I know why people use them as highways. That was stupid fast. I don't think chunk loading could keep up with that. You'd have to put your render distance down to 1 if you wanted to use that over long spaces. And I don't know how you get ice or keep ice. Like, I think you need packed ice for it to not melt. And how do you get a source of it? nicer village. Though it looks like another acacia one. Oh, come on. Indeed, it is another acacia one. But this is looking good. Apart from the fact it's a stony shore. We've got a little bit of elevation, which adds interest. Got a lot of gravel which will have to be pulled up and removed. But it's a full village. There's not crazy height differences. Mostly. Okay, so there's a little bit of craziness. Okay. That's another really interesting idea. I don't know. Maybe I continue. This section of the town's awesome. And maybe if I stayed here for longer, I'd be able to, one, find my way around a little bit, but two, feel more comfortable with the layout of the city. It's just there's a little bit of elevation that the generation hasn't dealt with very well. The issue is that with a normal Minecraft city, terrain generation messes things up badly. But the Minecraft buildings are so simplistic that I can move them. With the complexity that the new, the modded villages bring, it's really difficult to move some of the buildings, which leaves me less willing to try in a village to move things around. Interestingly enough, the added complexity to the villages in the size and number of occupants makes me less willing to start an edit on it as well. It's a lot easier when it's a brand new village to make adjustments. So it's been an interesting situation. I added bigger, nicer villages and then have decided that I don't really want to start in them. I want to end in that sort of situation. Still, the terrain generation of this is nice. I must say I'm thinking of going back, because it meets all the needs and a lot of the desires. And I just slowly edit. Like it's close enough that I'm considering it. What's that? It's a tree. I do wish the rain clouds would be a little bit better. Like the light looks horrible on them. That's much better. I think that's sand. Yes, it is. Massive sand dune. Miscalculated that slightly. Diorite, calcite. A nice beach. No, that must be diorite. Or calcite, it's too white. Yep. It's not sand because it's not yellow. Like the White Cliffs of Dover. It's just, they're not cliffs. Other than that, that looks like a decent place to settle. It's a bit hilly. And we're back to the stony shores. $69 to $109, so that's a rise of 40. So that's a decent hill. It is night. Wow. Gotten very dark. I think ducking down this river might be a good idea. After I sleep. I assume that's mostly birch. Can't see colour. Maybe it is oak. Oak and birch, okay. Yeah, they just look too skinny to be oak. It's a bit of clay. And I think that was nickel. Limestone. Actually, that might not be limestone. I think limestone's greyer than that. Alright. The end of the above ground river. And very possibly the end of the safe route. Creeper. Zombie. Let's not. Disappointing. Oh, there's a better one there. Still, I don't think that would serve me. You can see the, like, it's a low-level mountain. Actually, that looks like, yeah, that's a valley. There might be an underground river there. Yep. As this one goes over here. So you can actually, oh, okay. So that does connect up there. Theoretically. Whether it does actually or not is another thing. Yeah, so you can see the underground river, but it stops there. There's some crystals by the look. Continues around here, then back up there. But it also continues deeper. What are these lights? I sort of want to continue. The problem with normally having a shield is that you assume you have one. I should have dropped underwater. Death Trath. Take whatever take we're up to. I'm still struggling to find somewhere to settle though. I sort of feel like I should just fly, or just settle somewhere bad, just accept that there's no perfect place to land, to settle, and make the best of what I've got. I don't know. Spawn right on a river. Looks like some good stone. Looks like the ocean's that way. Perhaps not. Alright. I do need to open to land. I don't like birch forests for some reason. I can't explain it. I just don't like them. What a day it's been. Should be a creeper just on my left. Two zombies just ahead. I assume they're underground, even though I can hear them. The tulips really are nice. They could be better with a little bit of effort, but they are nice. Let's kill some sheep again. I feel like I should be told kill sheep. Five, 6, 7, 8. 8 hits on a sheep to kill it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So even with a crit hit, whoa. Well, I didn't die that time. Also got me a free tree. So I want the flowers. In case I can't make seeds of them, which I can. Of them, and of them, so that's good. So I don't need to collect the flowers anymore. I was looking for stone, provided I can stay alive for long enough. Should be able to upgrade my tools. As I go to jump off a cliff. Not sure my heart can take much more of this. Alright, that's a full set of tools. Now, let's grab that coal. And let's get out of here. Yes, I could see the coal down the bottom there, but it's down the bottom there, so not worth it. More flowers that I've already got access to. The flowers are just for dye. Partly for decoration, but mostly dye. Which is why I got a mod that would allow you to grow them, because it got ridiculous how many... Like, I couldn't build things because I couldn't find the dyes. And that's not a very fun game from my point of view. Like, if it was just a matter of looking for them, it'd be okay. But it's not. You look for them, you find some, but nowhere near enough to do anything with, and then you still can't go and do what you want. That's looking good. Alright, let's hop on the river there. I think we're going this way. Yeah. Right, so I should have spruce. Yep. So I'll pick up some of that. And a spruce cone. Perhaps not a cone. There's a cone. Now I've got multiple cones. Can't believe I didn't actually build that. And that looks like a swamp. Which is funny because I haven't seen a swamp in a long time. Nether portal, I think. Large open semi-flattish plains. More swamp. It is night. Can't you see the lack of sunlight? 1, 0. Alright, let's cross to here. Interesting. Desaturated lily ponds. And what are these? Rice. That's why I've never found rice. It's a water crop. Yep. Alright. There's a lily pads. What is that? Mud. Just grab 4, that should be enough. Rice looks really weird. Ah, mud slows you down. There you go. Which does make sense, I just didn't know it. Allium. They don't say any onion, weirdly enough. I think they're just the flowers. I need food. I have no safe to eat food. Alright. Let us rectify that. Can't remember if I found daysight. Oh look, I found coal. Wasn't what I was doing this for, but sure. Probably shouldn't be collecting copper. There's little benefit in copper at the moment. Though I can make a set of armour, so maybe there is benefit. Yeah, maybe there is benefit. And I think there's copper tools too. Alright, so let's collect the copper. I don't know if copper tools are classified as iron and just not as fast, or if they're still classified as stone. We'll see. Hopefully classified as slow iron. That's how I would classify them. Actually, I need 2 of them anyway. Whatever. And metal. Where'd the raw? Just looking at the copper options. That's all for create. Oh, copper hoppers as well. Same as an iron. A full set of copper tools. And rails. Okay, Just normal rails though, not the powered or anything like that. Interesting. Not entirely sure why I did that, but anyway. I don't need them put there. Five, 1.6, 5.8, slightly better than a stone. Yeah, so I'm right. It's still 6:33 is the time to go to bed. They change colour quickly. Ah, perfect. Right where I was already thinking of settling. And that's why I didn't want to kill a whole heap of the creatures too. Because I thought there was a reasonable chance of me wanting to settle here. So it's relatively flat land. There's all the mobs. Actually, there's even horses. Yeah, all the mobs. All the friendly mobs. There's a village. There's trees. The only thing that this place doesn't have is dark oak. And easy water access, to be fair. I don't think there's a... Yeah, maybe there is, looking at those cliffs. It's very overgrown. Oh, hello. Yeah. And tomato seeds by the looks of that. Alright, this is my new home. Guaranteed. Like a little bit of elevation, and it's right on the water's edge. Yep. Couldn't ask for anything better. Well, actually, elevation could have been better. It's drops like that that are a little disappointing. Even got a mountain in the background. So, with all that in mind, I think I'm going to Commodore this building. Which unfortunately for you, mate, means losing your workplace. What I might do for you is build a little hut over here. I'm sort of running out of dirt though, so I'm one dirt short. One dirt short. Alright, that's where his new workplace is going to be. It's not the best place, of course, but it works. a bed. I don't think I have any wool, do I? No. But I can fix that. Not without killing, but I can fix it. It is time to begin improving this village, such as filling in random holes like that. I guess I wanted a door for him too. Alright. I like this place. It is good. Now I'm just really hoping I don't die. Like, this is... I don't think I could ask for a much better village. What time is it? Real world. Lunchtime. Okay. So, my preferred goal today would be to get some... Alright, so I need one piece of iron. If I can get a piece of iron... Actually... I can get copper shear. Okay, so I don't need iron. Let's not waste iron on shears if I don't need to. Let's go find me some sheepies. Okay, that is just a completely worthless set of dirt. Oh dear. Alright. I have the wool I need. The glitching's a touch concerning. Ooh, oceanographer, which is good, just not as good as I thought it was. I sort of want to light these campfires. Alright, now what colour do I want my... Let's grab all the flowers out. Right, so I can have... Well, let's just turn these all into dyes. Red, light grey, blue, or pink. I need wood. And I wonder what the glitches are for. Okay, I don't like the look of a blue. Pink. Meh. Light grey is not too bad. Red. Probably didn't think I wanted a red bed, but that looks cool. I want to improve my shores, turning them into dirt. So let's grab some dirt. So I want to start growing things. I probably don't urgently need crops. But I do want the flowers, so... Sorry, didn't mean to hit you, horse. The cat's gone zoomies. I really would like to fill in this weird trench. I'm entirely sure what went wrong there. There's something shining in the cave over there, more than just the glowberries. So that'll be interesting. See, that house is a frustration. Like, who builds a house up there? You could, but how do you get up there? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is a good place to build a house. Got to get up there a different way than usual. Alright, this is glitchy. Let's drop my renders. If this helps, it'll be good. Actually, I feel like it's more the sim distance. But it could be that it is a sim distance, but there's other issues. So I want that whole house dropped by 1. It doesn't seem to be an overly complex house, which is good. Funny enough, I don't think there's any oak trees around here. Dude, that's my bed. Nice try, but that's my bed.
Ooh. Oh.
Are we that short on beds? I might need to do some serious housing. Of course, at the same time, I probably intend on so this whole house is just on a random hill. Interesting choice of flooring material, to be honest. I don't like that there. I don't know if it was supposed to be there or not. But I think I want it up here. What is that? White terracotta. Something I don't really have a lot of access to be honest. Just a slow work of pulling down the roof, pulling down the walls, and resetting things up. Glass is going to be the biggest issue because I don't think I've got easy access to sand at the moment. Or clay for that matter. Actually, the silly thing is I probably don't want to be rebuilding this building in this style anyway. Maybe I'll leave it roofless. So I think there's enough examples in the village for me to rebuild it later if I wish to in the same style. But given that I'm changing the style of the village, it's probably not worth rebuilding it as it was originally done. So let's just give it a stone floor. Put that there. Leave the rest of this as is. pick up the resources that have been dropped. Because I will use them again, at least somewhere. That's what I was hoping for. So I think if I fill in the under thing of that, put a retaining wall there, it'll actually be really good. But I'm sort of at that point where I need to start getting serious amounts of stone. Not cobblestone, but stone. Interesting. It can't connect to a path. Did I collect any bamboo? I can't remember which world I collected bamboo in. I've had so many of them now. That does not look like it consists or holds any bamboo, unfortunately. Can I eat rice? Well, this is more what I was looking for. Tea curry, which obviously tastes tea. Mushroom rice. A bit of mushroom and a vegetable. Cooked rice as a light meal. Okay, so I could just cook the rice. Fried rice is obviously better. Dog food. Okay. Hey, that's a useful rotten flesh. Thanks for that. So how do I cook the rice? In a cooking pot, which unfortunately looks like it's probably iron based. That it is. And brick. It's a lot of fish. Oops. There's a lot of clay. Okay, that's scary. There are lanterns. These look awesome though. They are blackberries. This is a lush cave. Shale, clay, shale's not a bad block. So what's this? That looks like calcite. It is. Okay, some copper. That will be helpful. And this stuff is an ore, zinc, requires iron, or copper. Cool. Still need bamboo. This looks awesome. I can hear frogs, though I can't see any. A lot of fish underneath me. Some more copper. What's that? Is that moss? I didn't know moss sparkled. There's so much calcite in here. Some coal. Stop jumping, dude. Excuse me, I can't see what's there. There we go. You really need a boat in this. This is ridiculous. It's so big. Oh, it's an axolotl. Hence why the fish are dying. Don't know why it's not eating the fish, but anyway. Oh, so beautiful. Anyway, let's find my way back home. Now I'm starving hungry. I'm going to go back home. And then pause so I can go make some lunch. Though ironically, I actually think it might be safer in the cave at the moment. Given that it's night time. But anyway. Alright, I will stop the recording, but you guys probably won't see much of a gap. We'll continue playing later.